Next up, we have Charlie Rose. She's a Smith College student. She had a CLPP summer internship as a part of the Reproductive Rights and Activist Service Corps program, and she's also a girlmom.com activist.
Hi. So I'm gonna start with a story because I think I'll be less nervous if I start with a story. So I don't know how many of you in here have been pregnant, so when you're first pregnant, a lot of times people do a sonogram to date how pregnant you are, and they make you drink an ungodly amount of water, like an abysmal amount of water. And when you drink a lot of water and you're pregnant, you really have to pee a lot. But they don't let you pee because they want your uterus to be nice and buoyant and visible. So, you're standing there in the office and you really have to pee, and you talk to someone and they're like, oh, they'll be right with you, and you still really have to pee, and you sit. And then you walk up to the counter and they tell you that you're not old enough to get a sonogram without a parent. And then you say, but my parents don't live in this town, and I need prenatal care. And then they say, I'm sorry, we can't see you. And you pee, and you leave. So that is a little bit of my experience. What brings me to the conference, I was super lucky to have a Rasky last summer, and I became acquainted with CLPP, which is so amazing, and I love it. And I've been an activist for a long time. I was site producer of girlmom.com for many years. Girlmom is a pro-choice website for young mothers from around the globe. And I'm here because sometimes family creation is also about women's dreams, and it's also about women's decisions to guide the rest of their life. And I think it's really hard for me that the people who would congratulate me on creating my family are the people who hate me because I'm queer, who hate me because I am poor, who hate me because I chose to create a family at a time when they wouldn't support me having a family, being queer and poor. And the people who are supposed to love me are sometimes really uncomfortable with me. The people who are supposed to create a safe space for me are sometimes really uncomfortable with me. For example, the wonderful folks at Feministing, sometimes, so an article was posted about my story on Feministing, and people got really angry, and people talked about how immature young women are, how, basically you got the same, like, if you can't feed them, don't breed them mentality. And that was surprising to me, coming from a feminist space. So I felt nervous coming to the conference because I didn't know what my reception would be, but I guess I'd like to talk about my vision for the world. I believe that family creation is a right. I believe that every woman should have the ability to create a family at the time that she sees appropriate for herself. I believe that no one should have to worry about creating a family because they might not have food or shelter or health care. I believe that those are human rights, and sometimes I feel nervous that if I talk about that in a context of teenagers, then maybe people will be uncomfortable with me. I believe that teenagers have the right to bodily integrity, the right to consent or refuse consent to medical practices, the right to be treated by a physician who won't tell them that they're too young to be having sex, so they're going to make them sign out against doctor's orders when they should have been diagnosing mastitis, instead. I believe that my family is just as valuable as any other family, my son and I. I believe I believe that we have a place in the movement. I believe that, I believe in something inclusive, and I believe in something that serves all women and all families and all people. Thanks.